Good afternoon, everyone, and welcome to Zim Gin Time. Proudly sponsored by our friends at Small Town Stills. I do appreciate them supporting the channel. And if you are looking for some Christmas giveaways, get hold of Jace from Small Town Stills. He'll sort you guys out. So, Zim Gin Time. It's been a week. Give me a second, I'll talk to you now. Cheers. Happy Friday. Apparently Zimbabwe is having their Black Friday sale today. I don't know why, but cheers to Black Friday and cheers to Zim Gin Time. Oh, so good. So, as most of you know, I had my little breakdown on Sunday last week, traveling up from Malawi into Tanzania. I went through one border post, which was fine. So getting out of Malawi is fine. Getting into Tanzania was an absolute nightmare. Even though I had asked them repeatedly what I needed and what I wanted from them, they just did not listen, and I had to start the whole process again. And it was just a bit of a nightmare. From there, I headed up into Tunduma border post, and I had to actually spend the night in the town. I do not like doing that, especially those border towns, mainly because things are very unsafe. Things get taken and they get into the other border. I don't know what happened there. They go into the border. I don't know what's going on here. There we go. My gimbal's actually working. I don't know if I should carry on. I'll carry on. Yeah, so the gimbal's working, so every time I look away, it wants to follow me. Yeah, it's just, it was a bit of a rough time. I did contemplate, just staying in Southern Africa and just going about, Zambia, Namibia, Botswana. A, because it's familiar. B, I feel like less expensive now. Tanzania seems to be very expensive. Like tomorrow's entry is about $80 to get into the park. That's without your vehicle, and that's without camping there. So just very expensive. So even like tonight, I'm staying in just outside the park. Tomorrow I'm not going to camp in the park. I'm going to drive through it and end up in Selous. There's a camp just on the Selous River. I'm called Selous River Camp, I think it's called. Very creative. So I'm going to stay there just to try and help reduce some of the costs of this, and then from there head up potentially into Dar es Salaam in, and then kind of hook across into the Serengeti. I got a couple of contacts between Dar and the Serengeti, so catch those, and then from there into Kenya, hopefully kind of midweek to end of week next week. They are expecting big protests here in Tanzania on the 9th of December, so I've been advised definitely don't be around for that. So I'm also kind of looking at my route coming back, just depending if I do come back this way or come back before Christmas or come back after Christmas. I am planning to do it after Christmas, or leave my vehicle up in Rwanda and then come back there, but still a little bit undecided what I'm going to do. I've got a couple of other projects that are working, and I do have to go back to the States in January just to finalize a few things there, and I just kind of need to work out where I'm going to come back to. I am planning to do the whole trip still, so we'll just have to figure that out as I go along. As I said, last week was tough. It was frustrating. It was angry. It reminded me why I was hesitant to come back to Africa. But I'd also been on the road for a long time and just a little bit probably narky. But yeah, a lot of people kind of phoned and messaged and said, hey, come on, head up, chin on, and keep going, type thing. Chin up, should I say. So, and keep going. So I did. And I am here. I'm on the outskirts of the Selous Game Reserve and heading in. I will want to say a big shout out to BJ White, a mate of mine. from school days. He reached out and said, listen, come up to Tambora. His company's got projects there and in Morogoro. Uh, Apologies if I'm not saying that right, but so I managed to have a good place to camp, hot water, beds, good food, and then a whole heap of beer and whiskey, which helped just reset and remind me that the world is not that bad a place, and these hiccups are bound to happen, and you gotta pick yourself up and dust yourself off and crack on. Don't let it beat you down, because if you do, then you're just going to be miserable and want to go home. And I set out for this trip, and I knew there was going to be times like this, and it's one of those times. So as I said in my little post the other day, it's quietening that inner voice saying you can't do it. You should just go home, make it easy, relax. Don't make life hard. Life is hard, whether you like it or not, whether you're sitting on the couch doing nothing or you're chasing a dream. Life is hard, so embrace it and work through it. A lot of mates have reached out, just saying chin up, keep going, we're loving what you're doing and all that sort of stuff, which gives me the motivation. It gives me motivation, but it's not the reason and the cause of this. I'm trying to deal with some stuff myself and get through all that sort of stuff. So yeah, as I say, it's just been a week, but the recharge happened, and I'm feeling good, I'm feeling strong, and I'm ready to crack on with it. Some partners and I had a great meeting the other day about some potential projects that I can't really go into just yet, but really positive. So there's something to look forward to. There's light at the end of the tunnel, and there could be a great opportunity there if it all comes about. So very excited about that. Last week, so from Chitemba, which is the backpackers, we drove all the way up into Isidonga or Isiwenga, and then from there up across to Tunduma. Tunduma was the border post. Tunduma up into through Mabea, sorry, and then from Mabea into Rungwa up into Tabora, then Tabora all the way across to Morogoro, sorry. And then tomorrow, as I say, going through the park, through Selous Reserve. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do it in one day, but looking at the map, it'll be about 4 hours drive, but I'm probably going to make it 5 or 6 and try and find a hide to sit in for a little bit, and then into the Selous River Lodge, and then from there start heading north again, potentially into Dar, then Dar into some of the other parks up in that northwest kind of area. But yeah, it's been a bit of a quiet week on the travel front. I went out and saw some tobacco. BJ is working with small scale farmers here producing tobacco. Very different to the way I've seen it done in the commercial sense back home in Zim, but they're making it work, and there's an opportunity for these guys to produce some tobacco and onwards and upwards for them. So it's great to see. It does mean a lot more motorbikes on the road, which means they're zooming in and out, and it's craziness, and you've got to really pay attention. Yesterday I think it was a 10-hour drive. You really are knackered afterwards because you're having to deal with potholes, guys on bikes, the big lorries, bad roads, roadblocks, cops. It's the world. The world is everything and throwing everything against you, but we have survived. I want to do a big shout out. I'm not going to mention him by name, but I think you know who you are. A big shout out to him for helping me out with some diesel. He gave me 110 liters just because, which was awesome of him. Didn't have to, but I really do appreciate it. All these networks, and I feel like that's a big thing about this trip. The amount of networking. I put out something on Facebook or something, hey, I'm going here, or hey, I'm doing this. People are like, hey, I know someone there, you should reach out to them and stuff like that. So please keep sending me messages, keep telling me, if you've got connections, My plan is to, from here, from Tanzania to Kenya, Kenya to Uganda, Uganda to Rwanda. I'm probably just going to drive through Burundi. That's depending if that border is open or not. Burundi back into Tanzania on the west side, down Tanzania into Zambia, and then Zambia, depending on where I am and what time of year it is, potentially go home from Zambia, go home for Christmas and New Year's, and then my flight over to the States, then come back into Zambia and carry on with my trip once I get back from the States. Or leave my vehicle up in Rwanda with a mate of mine, and then when I fly back from the States, just fly back into Rwanda and pick up the truck and keep going with that trip. But there's a couple things that, as I say, these projects may change that a little bit, but that is the plan so far. So if you know people in those areas, please just give us a shout and let me know, and send those numbers so I can reach out to them. And yeah, you know, even if it's just for a coffee. I know that I met a guy for a coffee in Mbeya. You know, good to connect with people that know the area and kind of can point you in the right direction. It saves you being isolated and stranded and having a bad time. But yeah, that is it for today. Anything else? Yeah, happy Friday. I hope you all have a good one, and it's not too crazy on Black Friday in Zimbabwe, even though it's the wrong day. I keep telling my brother that. But yeah, enjoy your weekend. Stay safe, be safe, and we'll see you guys next week. Bye. Cheers, guys.